Welcome to the channel. In this video, we will be looking at the Bevel Up Jack plane and comparing it to the Bevel Up Jack Rabbet plane, both of them from Veritas. Stick with me. Alright, so here they are side by side. You probably guessed. This is the Jack Rabbet plane and this is the Bevel Up Jack plane. So what does the rabbet part of Jack plane mean? That is this being open on the side. So you can cut into corners. It's probably better to show you on this side. So you can cut into the corners of cleaning shoulders, tenons. It actually has the knickers. We'll get into that, but it can cut rabbets too. So that's what this means. Commonly, you'll see them as block planes, rabbet block planes, but this is actually a bench plane. And that's why I want to do this video, because it's also bevel up, just like the Bevel Up Jack plane. So, to get some of the stats out of the way, the Jack Rabbet plane comes in at 5 pounds. Now, if we include the fence is, listen to that. Anyways, if we include the fence is 1 pound, 2 ounces. So, with both of them together, it's 6 pounds, 2 ounces. The Jack plane is 5 pounds, 7 ounces, so not too far off. Lengthwise, the Jack Rabbet plane comes in at 15 inches. The Jack plane comes in at 14 and 15/16. Now, that's when the mouth is flush with the body. As you can see, we have the mouth protruding right now, but that measurement is when it is flush. Widthwise, the Jack Rabbet comes in at 2 1/4. The Bevel Up Jack comes in at 2 3/4, so that's about a 1/2 inch difference, which is pretty significant when it comes to hand planes. However, the iron sizes aren't that far off. So for the Jack Rabbet plane, the iron is 2 1/4 because it goes all the way to the side like I showed you before. The Bevel Up Jack plane, that iron is 2 3/16. So we're only talking a 1/16 of an inch cutting difference, which that doesn't make a big difference. Now the beds on these, so the bed angle of where the iron sits. When you look at bevel up planes, the bed angle plus the bevel on the iron create your effective cutting angle. When you look at bevel down, the frog is what determines that angle. So these ones are slightly different, okay? The Jack Rabbet has a 15-degree bed angle. So if you put that with a 25-degree beveled iron, that gets you a cutting angle of 40 degrees. If you look at the Bevel Up Jack plane, that bed angle is 12 degrees, and with a 25-degree iron, it gives you a cutting angle of 37. Now, you can change that angle by changing the bevel that's on the iron. I'm also the kind of woodworker that doesn't care that it's only 3 degrees off, but if you are, there's your information. Price-wise, I wanted to save this till the end because I don't want you guys to hear the price and say, oh, my decision's made. Because one of these planes, obviously this one, is packed with so many features that in my opinion, it justifies the price. Okay? So don't just listen to the price and run away. Stick with me and see why this plane is more expensive. So for the Jack Rabbet plane, it's $369. For the Bevel Up Jack plane, it's $279. So almost $100 difference. Now, a big part of that, and I want you guys to think about this now, this one comes with a fence. I added the wooden piece. It comes with a fence. If you want a fence for the Bevel Up Jack plane, you have to buy it separately, and you're getting close to this price anyways. But alright, let's go ahead and dive into these planes and look at the different specs, look at the different features. I want to start with the fence just because I want to take the fence off, and it's going to be easier to show you guys the planes with it off. So, this is the fence. It is a sliding, so you just undo these screws, and it slides. Okay, I didn't need to take it all the way off. There we go. It slides really smoothly, obviously. You can change how far this fence goes over by changing out the wooden piece. So I don't want you to say, oh, it doesn't go all the way. Well, you're probably not going to be using this plane to cut that narrow, but whatever. So you can change that wooden piece out and put the fence where you want it and then lock it down. It's tough to do with the camera right in front of me, but so that's the fence. It screws into right there, okay? But it can also go into this side. I have to remember which one, these two. It can go into these two right there. So you can swap it on either side depending on the task you need, which is awesome. To take the fence off, you can just loosen these. Like that. I probably should have just done it one hand at a time, but I didn't. And there's the fence. So the cool thing about this fence too is you can take this fence and use it on their other custom line of planes. So like the number 4, number 5, I can take this fence and throw it on those planes, which I love. You can also swap this wooden piece out for different angles. So if you want to do a chamfer, I think it'd be whatever way. You can put a different wooden piece on here so you can put a chamfer on it and easily run it along. The other piece you can do is like for raised panels. Honestly, whatever angle you want, you can change this piece out to do that, and that I love. So the fence that you can buy for the Jack, for the Bevel Up Jack plane, it can do different angles also, but it's not a sliding fence. It just kind of swings under and sits. Now, I've never had one. I'm kind of relating it to the old Stanley style fence that swings under, but you can put it at different angles that way. But again, that's something additional you have to buy on top of the cost of this plane. So that's something to keep in mind, that if you're really looking for a fence, that might be your answer right there, is to just go this route. So let's start taking them apart and showing you the different pieces here. Now the caps. The cap for the Jack Rabbet is a lot narrower, but I don't want you guys to think that that's mean there's going to be more chatter, it's not as supported, because it doesn't need to be. It has adequate support for the size of the iron. Now these irons, if you've ever had a Jack Rabbet plane, I take them out this way. I have it locked in. I should have, there we go. I take it out through the mouth. I don't know how you guys do, but so here's the two irons. They are both the same thickness. We already talked about the width, but they are both the same thickness. And it still has a lot of life. When you look here, it's probably got the same amount of life. Like, I don't want you to look at this and say, well, it doesn't have as much life to it. Well, I highly doubt that you're going to be able to use this iron when the iron's this small. So, they're good. There are little bevels on the sides, too, of the Rabbet. When you look at these beds, I don't want you to look at this bed and say, well, it doesn't have enough support, there's going to be chatter, that kind of stuff, because this bed is bigger. No. The beds are appropriate for the sized irons that they have, because when you think about it, with this iron, it's really only here that you have to worry about. So that's an appropriate bed size for it, and this one's appropriate for the size iron that it has. Adjustments are the same. Now, I do want to mention, because I plan on upgrading both of these. I don't know if you call it upgrade or not. I call it upgrade because I'm not good at adjusting depth. I adjust it like a gorilla, and I go, oh crap, I went too far. Let me back it out. I got one of my custom planes with what they call a slow Norris style adjuster, and that was an absolute game changer for me, where I got it now. That one's like they made it for me, to be honest with you, because the way that I adjust, it's perfect. So, if you have the same issue with adjusting the Norris styles, look at their slow Norris, because you can swap both of these out. They also have it for the block plane. They have it for the customs. They have it for the bevel ups. They have a lot of them. Look it up. Now, I did check on this too. So, both knobs. This one comes with a low knob. This one comes with their standard. That's what I mean by standard, where it's in between high and low. I prefer this one because you can still put pressure down and you can hook it here if you want to. This one comes with the low knob. However, both of these can be swapped out with the custom knobs that they offer. So if you want a tall knob, medium knob, low knob, you can swap them out. When it comes to the totes, I'm not going to take the tote off because I don't think you can swap this one out. Maybe you can. I haven't looked at that, but this is the tote on there. And then for the Jack Rabbet plane, you can actually adjust this tote. So there's a little Allen right there where you can take this tote and put it to the side. I actually think I have it a little crooked right now. But you can take the tote and put it to the different sides. So let me show you that. All right, so I didn't want to show you guys me fumbling with the Allen key. Now, I don't want you to say, well, that's tough to get to and that's real finicky, because you're not going to do this often. Honestly, most of the time, you're probably just going to have this set at 90 degrees. But if you do want to turn it for shooting, then you can, and it has the positive stop to do that. So there's the left-handed side. Then, of course, you have the 90 degrees. And then you have the right-handed side. Okay, so this can move to those 3 different positions. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So what I forgot to do was just show you guys the planes. So let's just look at them for a second. So next thing here, you guys probably saw it, I want to talk about the mouth. Both of them have adjustable mouths. I like the one on the Jack Rabbet better only because it's what I consider an enclosed mouth, which means this piece stays and this piece moves. So all you do for that is you loosen this, you slide it, and there you go. Just like all of their other, I think all of their planes now, with the adjustable mouth, they have this stop that prevents you from smacking the mouth into your iron, which is very important because I've done it before. You can also use this to micro adjust the mouth. If you need it a little bit more open, you can loosen this and adjust that so it goes into place. Or if you need it, excuse me, more open this way. See it opening? So I like that about it. This one, this mouth still functions really well. It's just the whole piece moves. So when you loosen this, the whole thing moves. But it still has the stop right here, just like the other one, to prevent you from smacking the mouth into the iron or to micro adjust it. Now you probably saw all the holes on the sides here. So we already know that these two are for the fence, but these two right here are for set screws. Both sides have it. So this one has 4 different set screws. I have to remember what, there we go. This one has 4 different set screws. I don't know if I'll be able to catch the light to show you. Nope. All right, but it has 4 different set screws going into the side like this to help you keep that iron square, which is very important when it comes to a rabbet plane. This plane also has set screws. It has the one there and the one there. They're down in here. Those pinch the iron and create a fulcrum point to maximize your lateral adjustment. These ones, they don't maximize your lateral adjustment. I guess if you maybe just use 2 of them, but I haven't tested that. I use these ones to keep the iron square and keep it in place. I also use them to micro adjust lateral. These ones can be used for that too, but these ones are mainly just to hold the iron in the center of the plane so that you have maximum movement. Some guys say that they can pinch these down and have the iron perfect, not have to adjust lateral ever. I haven't figured out how to do that, so if you have, please let us know down below. Now the knickers. So this Jack Rabbet plane has knickers right here, which are adjusted by screws right there. So you can like spin them, drop them down, do all that kind of stuff. Those right there. So those are used for actually cutting rabbets. You can't really use this one to cut rabbets because the iron doesn't go all the way to the side, so it doesn't need knickers. But these ones have it, and that's common now on block planes. When you look at older ones, some of them don't actually have them, but now they're there so that way you can use them to cut the rabbets. Style-wise, too, I just have to mention, this is just 100% my opinion. I like how this looks. It looks kind of futuristic. Anybody else with me? So there you go. As you can see, the Jack Rabbet plane is packed with so many features that I feel like it 100% justifies the price. Because you got to think about this, too. If you're going to get the beveled down Jack plane and buy a fence for it, check the price because you're really close to the Jack Rabbet plane, and the Jack Rabbet can just do more. It has those knickers so you can use it to cut rabbets. You can also use it to clean shoulders, clean tenons. That right there is big for me, that it can do all of those things. Plus, add in the fence. You can use it to do raised panels, you can use it for chamfers, you can use it to help you square an edge. I mean, it's packed with everything. It really is. You can take the tote and turn it to the side to use it for shooting. The only thing to keep an eye out with that is make sure that the corner of the iron is not digging into your track. Use those set screws to micro adjust it and get it where you need it. The other thing too is if you're using this for raised panels and your plane's at like a weird angle, you can adjust that tote if it'd be more comfortable to have it to the side while you're cutting that raised panel. I really like that you can change out both knobs because if you don't like the standard knobs that comes with it, you can swap it out for a different one. I love both planes. I'm keeping both planes. This is where my opinion's kind of coming into play. The beveled down Jack plane, I'm going to get a toothed iron for it and use it for rough stock because most of the stock that I have is rough and I have to smooth all of that out myself because my benchtop planer has issues. So I'm going to keep it for that point and for really rough work because I'm not too worried about dinging up this plane because it is cheaper. That's not to say the Jack Rabbet's delicate and you don't want to ding it up. It's still a tool. It's going to get dinged. But I have both, so I may as well keep both. If you can only afford one and you can afford the Jack Rabbet, that's obviously going to be the one that I recommend just because it is more universal, especially if anybody's like a minimalist or something like that. If anybody does timber framing, I'm going to highly recommend the Jack Rabbet plane because it's a lot better than using just like a little block plane to clean up your shoulders and stuff like that. So, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, any comments, anything like that, feel free to let us know down below. If you have both of these planes, like it or don't like it, let us know. If you picked one over the other, please let us know too, because again, this is my opinion. You're entitled to your own as well. So let us know down below. Help people make a decision. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a good day. Camber on that iron.